Carolyn, I checked out your website, Visit California. Very informative, almost too many choices for prospect visitors. How do you plan to market California to Chinese tourists in particular? You mentioned $7.5 million. How will you be spending that money? Where will you focus on?
Well, we'll focus direct to consumer through digital social channels, but also heavily invest in the travel trade and with the travel trade through cooperative ventures to really have a kind of transactional channel for group business. So that's first and foremost. And really our message is all about this sense of authentic diversity, innovation, and the ability for Chinese visitors to be who they want, when they're visiting California. I think there's a huge amount of familiarity for Chinese visitors, and why they feel so welcome is we actually have more Chinese nationals living in California than any other state, about 2 million. So that really helps in terms of that sense of friendship between the two respective, I will say countries, but state and country.
I think a lot of Chinese tourists, if they're visiting the U.S. for the first time, a lot of them struggle with, do I go to the East Coast? Do I go to the West Coast? Do I do both coasts? When their time is limited, maybe they have time to make just one coast. Now that you're Team California, your advice to first-timers?
Well, it's closer. It's easier to stop in California.
That's
and
for
with
sure.
the embarrassment. And now this is my sales pitch, I guess. But the embarrassment of riches, there's just so much between our attractions, our 1,200 miles of coastline. We've signed a deal since the pandemic with Michelin. So we have, great global cuisine, health and wellness, wonderful, farm to fork experiences, great urban centers, of course, wonderful road trips. They're just pretty much everything that you can do in America, you can do in California. And so I would suggest to start there first. Plus all the great national parks the Chinese love too.
Absolutely.